Hello everyone, this is NC Lord, and today I'd like to do another follow-up video to my Fallout, thoughts on Fallout. This one, I'm going to point out some more of the plot holes in Fallout 4. I'm going to start with the Institute storyline. Now, I really did like the Institute. I did enjoy a lot of what happened, but some of what they do doesn't make a lot of sense, like, for example, how they kill every other person even though they're low on pristine DNA, and you're like one of the only people who has it left. So that's partially why they released you. I also didn't like that you couldn't get cybernetics. Because in Fallout, like the previous Fallout game, New Vegas, cybernetics were a thing, and Kellogg even gets cybernetics, yet you get no options for them, which kind of was disappointing. It would have been cool to have unique perks because of implants you could get from the Institute or even the Brotherhood. I mean, they've been known to augment people. There's even a theory that Maxon himself has been augmented. Well, one thing that bothered me about the Institute storyline is the logic of the plot. Okay, Father, aka Sean, your son, tells you flat out that we need to get rid of the Brotherhood, and we need to do it in such a way that it'll send a message to the other Brotherhood because they're so well expanded. The Brotherhood, he goes on to explain, exists in more than just that region, which is correct. However, the problem is, by hijacking Liberty Prime and the way it destroys the Pridwin, Liberty Prime itself gets destroyed. So it kind of defeats the purpose. Like, I could understand trying to show them their own technology could be used against them, but what evidence is there that would show the other coast, the West Coast Brotherhood of Steel, that Liberty Prime was the reason that everything got destroyed? I mean, how would they know? If Liberty Prime was still functioning and intact, that would have, made things less ridiculous. It would have been like, okay, the Institute has control of Liberty Prime. That actually would have been pretty cool if you could have taken control of Liberty Prime. Or another interesting thing they should have done was actually make it so you could assassinate Maxon and replace him with a synth. There should have been an option to do that with all the major faction leaders. That would have been pretty cool if the Institute let you do that as a quest line. Because those faction leaders would be like, why don't they do something like that? If they have this technology, why don't they just have you infiltrate them and somehow trick the leaders into leaving the base, or assassinate them and disposing of you have to disintegrate them or something, and then they'll just teleport using their teleportation technology. You provide like a special beacon, like similar to a Courser chip, where they teleport someone to that location. The Brotherhood wouldn't even know. Aside from the fact that the teleportation thing is loud. That would have been pretty cool. That's all I'm saying. I really felt like there should have been more options in Fallout 4. Like, the story, New Vegas was a step in the right direction. I felt like New Vegas was a few things away from the perfect RPG. Like the perfect Fallout game. New Vegas may have arguably had bad level design, and maybe the endings were too complicated and stuff. I argue their level design isn't as fun as Fallout 3, because in Fallout 3 you got to fight all the super mutants, everything, there was always something around the corner. New Vegas, it felt very empty in comparison. Probably because there wasn't random encounters. All enemies in a location were mostly scripted. And the game, you could argue, was a bit more linear in its map design. You could go past Quarry Junction, but most of the time if you tried to do that at early levels, you would die. There was a lot of freedom, in Fallout New Vegas, but I kind of wish that there would have been that same level of freedom with factions and all that in Fallout 4. You know, there should have been a way to, you know, there should have been more friendly super mutants, or a way you could ally with them. You know, like maybe through Strong, he could help you ally with the super mutants. I just really wanted to get these thoughts out there because I enjoyed Fallout 4 in some of its other areas. I love the graphics. The storyline is okay. And it was cool seeing the Institute. I love the way the Institute was designed. And them being the antagonists, it would have been great, especially considering you actually get to become their leader, if you could have reformed the Institute. If you could have, they could have been a morally gray faction that has done evil, but under your guidance, they could be a good faction. Kind of similar to Big Mountain from Fallout New Vegas. You can basically run Big Mountain. You're implied, if you're a good character, Big Mountain's technologies are used to help people. If you're an evil character, they're used to hurt people. Also, if you're all wondering why there's no music in this video, I'll be doing that in a second episode of Rant Box shortly after this one, explaining that. But I'll get to that when I do that video. Anyways, thank you for watching. This is NC Lord. I appreciate you watching my other thoughts on Fallout 4. Thank you.